Hello guys, it's me again, KillSwitch. So today, Season 2 is already live and I will show you my builds for player versus environment and player versus player. So let's start with my main build for player versus environment. Skills will be our normal attack, crossbow shot, of course the ulti will be volley, vengeance for our buff, rain of vengeance, and multi-shot for our damage skills, and for our mobility, daring swing. Paragon will be always Vanquisher if we are using it for player versus environment. For the set, for this one, we will use the War Rugs of Shalbaas. So if we have two pieces of the set, our primary attack damage will be increased by 15%. 4 pieces, it will add additional effect. Our primary attack gradually increases our attack speed up to a maximum of 25%. And if we have the complete set, our primary attacks will have a 5% to increase our attack speed for 12 seconds. Cannot occur more than often every 40 seconds. But unfortunately, the rings, we can only get the set health 4 and above. So let's start with the legendary gears, Vision of the Lost. During Vengeance, each defeated enemy will increase the remaining duration of Vengeance by 0.2 up to a maximum of 2.4 seconds. Heart of Vengeance, the cooldown will be decreased by 15%. Hailstone Shoulders, Rain of Vengeance become empowered with frost, damaging and chilling enemies. Cuff's Unrelenting Fury, during Vengeance, every 2 primary attacks will cause you to launch 1 additional rocket that will deal damage to a nearby target. Flame Spite, for the main bow, multi-shot now fires flaming arrows that can burn the enemy. It cannot burn, it will burn. So 100%. The Hungerer, for the offhand bow, crossbow shot will now pierce through the enemies and strike additional enemies. So this offhand bow will be the best one. So you should get this on your level 10 battle pass. Do not forget, the Hungerer is the best offhand bow for us demon hunters, because the crossbow shot is our normal attack. Next will be focusing on damage, but still player versus environment. Skills still the same, crossbow shot, vengeance, rain of vengeance, multi-shot, and now we will add knockback shot. Of course, Vanquisher. Set will be the same, War Rugs of Shalbaas. Helm is the same, Vision of the Lost, and now we will change our armor, Untempered Hatred. Knockback shot now fires mortars into the sky that bombard enemies within range. So instead of pushing them back, we will deal more damage because of this one. Vash Typhonic Stampede. Rain of Vengeance summons waves of shadow beasts that dash forward. This will also push back the enemies a little bit. The same pants, cuffs are Unrelenting Fury, and the same weapons, Flame Spite and the Hungerer. For the raid build, still the same, specifically using for Reliquary bosses or world bosses. Skills will be crossbow shot, vengeance, rain of vengeance, multi-shot, and daring swing. Of course, Vanquisher for the Paragon, and for the set, Shalbaas set. For the helm, we will now use Cowl of Absolute Punishment because there are few mobs here. We cannot maximize the Vision of the Lost. So instead, we will use this one, so our multi-shot damage will be increased by 10%. Same armor, Heart of Vengeance, Sky Striker Pauldrons. This will make our Rain of Vengeance summon a flying shadow beast that continually drops bombs in an area. But the downside of this one, the area of effect will be very small. So this will be only useful for attacking bosses, one target, single targets. For the pants, cuffs, Unrelenting Fury, the same weapons, Flame Spite, and the Hungerer. So for our combo for our player versus environment build is that Rain of Vengeance first, multi-shot, and then our buff Vengeance, so we can use and spam normal attacks. Of course, mobility for dodging and escaping enemy attacks. But if you have this legendary gem, one of the best gems for us, Battle of Hope, because of this gem, if we use a buff, the Vengeance, it will increase our damage and movement speed for 6 seconds, cannot occur often than once every 20 seconds. So if you have that legendary gem, Battle of Hope, then our combo should always revolve using the Vengeance first, and then spam skills and then normal attack. Need to do this fast so we can maximize damage. Okay, of course for the DPS, use knockback shot whenever not in cooldown. Okay, now let's go for the player versus player. For the player versus player build, let's change this one. Let's type PvP and support. Okay. So for the player versus player, focusing on damage will be this one. For the skills, crossbow shot, vengeance, rain of vengeance, multi-shot, and daring swing. If you do not have daring swing in player versus player, you will die. So this is the most important skill in player versus player. Paragon 3, gladiator. This is very useful too. And we are after only one skill for these 3. Cheat of death. But in order to unlock this one, so fatal attacks from players instead reduce you to 1 life. You will be immune for 3 seconds. They cannot damage you, they cannot stun you. And after 3 seconds, you will recover 60% life. But it has a cooldown of 120 seconds. So this is the most important skill for player versus player. Cheat death. But in order to unlock this one, we need first to have armor penetration 5 out of 5, 1 out of 1 controllable. So basically max level this one. Armor penetration uncontrollable, going to life, going to quick-witted, going to resistance, and another life. And finally we can unlock cheat death. So let's go back. For the armor set, still Shalba's set. For the legendary gears, boundless ingenuity. Maximum charges on daring swill will be increased by 1. In total, we have 3 more mobility. So Heart of Vengeance. For the armor, it's the same. Bash Typhonic Stampede. So this has the one of the highest damaging skills that we can have, and it can knock back players away. Cuffs Unrelenting Furies for the pants, and for the bow, Flame Spite to burn enemies, and Hunger still the same. So that's it for now for player versus player support. So if you think that you cannot deal more damage, then it's better to go for a support role, for especially for battlegrounds. If you think that there are more better players than you, more high rating players, then it's better to support. So for the support build, focusing on crossbow shot, vengeance for the skills, knife trap, and now we have knife trap and sentry. Still daring swing for the mobility. Paragon will still be gladiator. Set will still be Shalba's set, and legendary gears will be totally different. For the helm, Frozen Guardian Sight, sentry becomes empowered with frost, damaging and chilling enemies. So the sentry will slow down enemies. Hell Trapper Cage, knife trap damage will be increased by 10%. Blade Wings, knife trap maximum number active. So in total, we have 4 charges instead of 3 for the knife trap. Inescapable Raptor, Knife Trap becomes Frost Trap. This will freeze the enemies when it explodes and if they are in the area. Breath of Winter. Multi-shot now fires frost arrows that damage and chills enemies and steal hunger. So for the offhand bow, always hunger. Okay, for the combo for this one, it's better if you use the knife trap beside each other like this, beside the guardians, because if you activated this one, this will explode and they will be frozen a lot of times. Of course, the sentry should be always at the sides, at the back. Never summon these sentries in front because they can be easily destroyed by one skill or normal attacks. So that's it guys. On the next video, I will be focusing on one build and then showcase that build in a specific player versus environment dungeon or dailies and for the PvP in battlegrounds. So that's it. That is my loadouts for player versus environment and player versus player. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any questions or suggestion, please feel free to comment that down below. Thank you for watching. Until next time.